There comes a moment, maybe at 2 a.m., maybe in traffic, maybe in a crowded room full of people who don't actually know you. When something inside you breaks quietly, you look around and all of it feels fake. The smiling, the chasing, the pretending that everything's okay. You start asking questions you don't say out loud. What's the point of all this? And why does life feel like a game where the rules were written by people who don't care if you lose? Why does it seem like the more you try, the more everything pushes back? You scroll past another influencer telling you to stay positive, to manifest, to hustle, to trust the universe. But what if the universe stopped listening? What if the only thing that's growing inside you is exhaustion? Not just tiredness, existential exhaustion. You want to scream or vanish or just quit. Not because you're lazy, not because you're weak, but because deep down, you're tired of carrying things no one can see. Tired of performing strength when you feel hollow. Tired of the world telling you to just keep going while you silently fall apart. You're not crazy for feeling like this. You're not broken. You're waking up. You're waking up to the sickness of a world that rewards numbness, a system that teaches you how to succeed, but not how to be whole. And when your soul realizes it can't thrive here, it starts to collapse from the inside. That collapse, that's not weakness. That's the moment before rebirth. But most people don't reach that point without screaming, "Fuck this world, just quit." That sentence isn't always a suicidal thought. Sometimes it's the first honest sentence you have said in years. A refusal, a boundary, a breaking of the mask because you can't keep pretending forever. You're not okay, and pretending is what's been killing you. So maybe, just maybe, quitting doesn't mean giving up on life. It means giving up on this version of life, the life where you betray yourself daily just to survive, the one where you become who they want you to be and lose who you are. What if quitting is sacred? Quitting the noise, quitting the game, quitting the need to be liked, accepted, polished, and perfect. Quitting the race you never signed up for, the identity you never chose, the story that was written for you before you could even speak. What if what you call falling apart is actually your soul rejecting the illusion? Look deeper. Under the anger, under the exhaustion, there's grief. Grief for all the years you lived by someone else's rules. Grief for the parts of you that you buried to fit in. Grief for the joy you postponed. The truth you swallowed. The art you never made. The pain you never voiced. You didn't fail, you adapted. And now you're waking up. And waking up in a broken world hurts, but don't mistake your awakening for failure. Don't confuse your disgust with depression. Don't let this moment, this raw, burning ache inside your chest, convince you that you're weak. Because this moment is holy. It's where everything fake begins to fall away. The ego, the masks, the lies, and what's left is the truth. And yes, truth burns. But it also heals. Maybe you were never meant to thrive in this world. Maybe you were meant to see through it, to stand in the fire of your own breakdown and emerge real. There's the power hidden in breaking down. There's honesty in collapse. There's beauty in choosing yourself when the world doesn't. So don't rush to numb it. Don't run from this feeling. Sit with it. Let it speak. Ask it, What are you trying to show me that I've been afraid to see? Maybe it's the part of you that wants rest. Not out of laziness, but because you've been fighting battles no one clapped for. Maybe it's the part that's angry, not because you're bitter, but because your boundaries have been trampled for years. Maybe it's the child in you screaming, "Stop pretending, this hurts." If you feel like quitting, don't run from it. Listen to it, because the desire to quit is often a soul's cry for radical change. Not death, but rebirth. And no one talks about this. Everyone wants to show you their transformation, but no one shows you the night before. The shaking, the unraveling, the quiet moment on the floor when you whisper, "I can't do this anymore." But here's the thing. That whisper, it's not weakness, it's honesty. And it's the start of your return. Because maybe you're not here to impress this world. Maybe you're here to expose it, to refuse the shallow, to destroy what was never real in the first place. Maybe you're here to feel what others are too scared to feel. To hurt deeply, to love honestly, to break beautifully, because only people who break know what it means to be whole. You were taught that strength means endurance, but real strength is truth, is softness, is choosing not to numb yourself, to be digestible. And maybe you've been digesting pain for so long you forgot what it means to be free. This world rewards performance, but your soul is tired of pretending. And maybe that's why you wanted to quit. Because the self you built, the version of you that obeyed, endured, smiled, and survived, was never the real you. It was an armor. And sometimes the only way to become who you really are is to let that armor fall apart. So if it feels like you're unraveling, good. Keep going. Break the rules you were never meant to follow. Destroy the cage you mistook for your personality. Walk away from the table you were never meant to sit at. You don't owe anyone the performance of being okay. You were born for something real, and realness has a cost. It costs you comfort, it costs you illusion, it costs you fake relationships, the fake goals, the edited version, not the masked one, the version of you that's raw, cracked, open, and alive. The one that remembers how to feel, how to rest, how to say no, how to stop running, how to breathe in silence without needing a filter or an audience. You see, the problem was never you. It was the story they told you, that your worth depended on being useful, that your value depended on what you produce, that your emotions were a burden, that your softness was weakness, that your pain made you broken. They lied. Your pain is proof that you are still human, that you still care, and somewhere inside you there is a fire that refuses to go out, even if all it can do right now is flicker. So, no, don't quit life. Quit the version of life that was killing you. Quit the hustle that left you hollow. Quit the filters that made you forget your face. Quit the silence that kept your truths in chains. Quit trying to be lovable by being less. Quit everything that makes you betray your soul. And once you do, what comes next won't be easy, but it will be yours. You'll rebuild, not overnight, not with a blueprint, but moment by moment. Decision by decision, you learn to rest without guilt, to say, "I don't know," without shame, to sit in your sadness without rushing to fix it. You'll find joy in places that don't need to be posted. You'll cry and not apologize for it. You'll say no and mean it. You'll look in the mirror, and for the first time in years, you won't see someone broken. You'll see someone becoming. That's what this journey is. Not a linear rise, not a hero arc, but a descent into your own shadow, and from there, a return. Carl Jung once wrote, "Only the paradox comes anywhere near to comprehending the fullness of life. You are the paradox, hurting and healing, collapsing and awakening, quitting and becoming. Because the moment you said, 'I can't do this anymore,' was the moment you stopped doing what was never meant for you. And that's where life really begins. This isn't about being fixed. It's about being free, free to feel, free to change, free to let go of the roles, the expectations, the noise, free to build something real from the ruins. So no, don't quit transformation. Let the old version die. Let the mask burn. Let the world misunderstand you. Let them call you broken. Because only people who have shattered know how to put themselves back together without pretending anymore. You're not weak, you're awake. And the world will try to make you forget that again. But every time you remember, every time you choose your truth over their approval, every time you sit in the darkness and still decide to stay, you reclaim a piece of your soul. This is not the end. This is the unfiltered, unpretty, unedited beginning. And from here, you don't need to be anything but real.